Hello, Professor Downey. So I'm going to do my review on Reefer Madness. I'd like to start off by saying that I went ahead and did a little bit of research before going to see the play, so I wouldn't be so oblivious to this like the last one, The Rover. So yeah, I guess I'll get started now. So I'm going to be talking about a few characters and how identities changed and code switching. So yeah, I'll first start with Jimmy. How we see Jimmy in the beginning is a good student. He's someone who obviously probably doesn't lie, always gets good grades, always helping people out. As we see with the other character, Mary Lane, they are in the park and are studying Romeo and Juliet, and he helps her out with some of the lines and tells her a little bit more about the story. So that's one identity we see of him. We see him as someone who's kind, gentle, guy that looks like, I guess, what we could call a nerd. So he's that. So that's the identity I perceived him as. Then once he is introduced to what is called Reefer by another character called Jack, another identity comes out. It's totally of what the good Jimmy would do. So once he starts doing Reefer, he goes and steals money. He's living on the streets. He's probably not doing well in school anymore. In fact, he's probably dropped out of school. His attire is also very poorly dressed. He had dirty clothes on when he was doing Reefer, and when he wasn't, he was always well presentable with ties and stuff like that. So that's what I saw in that character. The second character I want to talk about is May. And May I saw as, I guess, the mother of, well, I wouldn't say the mother, but the other guardian as to all the other children that Jack will lure in to introduce them to Reefer. And before Jimmy would begin to do the drugs, she told him that it was not okay to do the drug, that he should go ahead and leave, because once you start, you're not gonna be able to stop. And in one of the lines, she says, "It's too late for us, but for you, you are a great boy, go out and get ahead." So in some part, she's trying to help Jimmy. So that's one identity. You see her, she seems like a kind-hearted person. She wants to help out the children that Jack lures in, because she knows that this type of life will do no good. And in the end, when Jimmy goes to the electric chair, we see that she ends up doing the right thing and brings the presidents. That's kind of an odd situation of going there, but she brings I guess it's personified as she's bringing hope and trying to tell Jimmy that it's going to be okay, that you are not going down for this. But besides the point, so she is someone who, as we see, that she wants to do good, but she's afraid, like, because of who she's surrounded with. She is isolated in a group, and she's afraid of doing the right thing. And then we see the other side of her as someone who is, again, addicted to the drug. Like, the drug, I feel, is what brings this whole, I guess, the whole play, obviously, because it's Reefer Madness. It's because this drug, marijuana, brings everybody in and ties everyone to a different identity than what they choose to be. Like, this is another side of their face. So she is also addicted to the drug and will do anything for it. Like, she has slept with people to get money. She has probably robbed. She's someone who, if was a student, is not a student anymore and has skipped out of school, dropped out. So again, we see one side of her and then the other side. And the last one with the identity code switch is Mary Lane. Again, she looked like a good student. wanted to be cheerful and happy and look like she was going to go somewhere in life. And then she gets lured into the house, and she sees that one of the other characters, I believe his name was Ralph, sorry. His name was Ralph, and he lures her in and makes her do marijuana. And then suddenly we see her transform into a prostitute, that she will go ahead and do anything to get her hands on this drug. So all of those three characters did something for that drug, and all of those characters are personified and have a different face as to what they choose to be. Like, they do bad, but at the same time they have good inside them, but due to that drug they are lured more to the dark side. Now, going on with Jack, Sally, and Ralph, the other three characters, they're ones that are already pretty much manipulated by the drug and will do anything to get their hands on them. Sally, in the play, sold her baby to get more money, to have more, sold her baby to have more money so she can get her hands on more on this drug. Ralph was in a fraternity, and I'm guessing he got lured in by Jack because he thought this was going to be a great deal, was going to be better than being in school. And then Jack, of course, is the head person, and he's the one that's making all this money. So the Reefer is also in some way lured him to this life. And yeah, so final thoughts. I thought the play was really good overall. I usually didn't think of musicals being as fun. I thought they would be really boring, but surprisingly this has really caught my eye, so it's transformed me to go see maybe more musicals, and I'm very happy to have seen this play. If it wasn't assigned and one of my friends asked me to go, I would have been like, oh yeah, it's a very good play. I really liked it. It was very enthusiastic, and I'm guessing it had a very clear message, so that although it had humor, and it had also the message of saying don't do drugs. Anyway, so that is my thoughts on the play.